Viewer discretion advised. This video contains spoilers. Hello everyone and welcome to my freak show. I am Mary Girl Moody and this video is brought to you by my awesome patrons. Become a member for only $1 and earn exclusive access to my videos, patron-only group, and parodies. Link is in the description. Huge shout out to longtime patron R2. Thank you dearly R2 for your constant support of my channel. You are awesome. Now the writers of this episode are Manny Cotto, Our Lady J, and Brad Falchuk. Now this episode opens up with two men finding a body on Fire Island. Patrick and Gino go to Hannah to ask her if, maybe they can see her patient files. They explain that the killer might have been her patient the night that she was in the hospital of the club fire. And she refuses because she can't break doctor-patient confidentiality. And they show her a sketch of Mr. Whiteley. But instead of answering them, she sees the discoloration on Gino's arm and tells him to come in for a checkup. They have, guys, I really want to say very quickly that they have the same problem with the yogurt shop murders here in Austin, Texas. The DNA of the killers was ran against CODIS and other programs, like medical research programs, such as what Hannah is doing. And there was a hit. However, doctor-patient confidentiality prohibits them from the information. So the police can't arrest anyone or do anything because of the confidentiality clause. So we could solve the yogurt shop murders here in Austin, Texas, but we can't because of the same problem. I just thought that was a really cool thing that they absolutely inserted into the show because it is true in other cases as well. I assume that Henry works for the mob or an organization like it because he meets with a man who instructs him to kill Gino, so that way he'll stop making noise on the murders, which it is later confirmed in the later part of the episode that Henry does work for the mob. Now, Patrick gets a call from two guys on Fire Island who discovered the body in the opening of the episode. Patrick calls Sam. Oh my God, guys, to tell him a body was found on Fire Island. Ugh. These two together make my stomach turn. And Patrick tells Gino a body was found on Fire Island, but he doesn't tell him that he's going to check it out with Sam and nobody else until Gino sees them leave together. Now, when he goes to follow them, Henry is in their apartment to actually carry out the assassination of Gino, but he doesn't. Instead, the two leave for Fire Island to follow Patrick and Sam. Oh my gosh, guys. I thought Gino was dead right then and there, but Henry just didn't do it. They were just like, Fire Island. Oh, okay, let's go. Now, when the two catch up with Sam and Patrick on the beach, the two are in the process of moving a corpse. Now, Gino wants to know the how and why. He does not know what's going on. He catches his boyfriend and this awful guy, moving a corpse. He's like, what the hell is going on? And finally, after a lot of pressure, Patrick breaks down and he tells Gino the story. So Sam, Henry, Gino, and Patrick, all four of them are there while Patrick recounts the story of the fact that in 1979, Patrick went to Fire Island and he met Sam there. Sam has this huge house and he partied at his house with another guy named Billy. Now, mind you, this was a huge party, but Patrick really liked Billy. And the three of them go downstairs to a little love dungeon for some consensual lovin'. However, all of the drugs that Patrick and Sam consume causes them to, Peggy Bundy said it best when Buck the dog accidentally killed his mate while making, the horizontal mamba. Peggy said, to death, Al? Yes, guys, to death. Now, at this point, Sam freaks out and calls a cleaner for the mob. Now, not only do we find out in this episode that Henry is an assassin, but he's also the wolf. He brings a man to help, get rid of the body and dismember it and all that, and it's Mr. Whiteley. And sadly, he gets bitch slapped by Henry when Mr. Whiteley gets all upset over the fact that he has to dismember and get rid of an innocent young man. After they tell Gino the story, Patrick is still trying to get the bones, but he sees that the cuts on the bones are perfect and realizes the same perfect cuts are on his victims. So Patrick, Sam, and Gino tell Henry to tell them who this guy was that they brought to dismember Billy's body. And Henry says, look, I don't know his name, but he knows his phone number and an occupation as a male nurse. Now, Henry agrees to go with Gino and to see if he can identify this guy as the killer while Patrick and Sam deal with the body. Guys, it was so hilarious. Sam actually made a joke about them being the Scooby Gang. I mean, that's what I call the characters of AHS 1984. So I loved the reference. It made me laugh so hard. Before Gino leaves, Patrick gives him his gun, and he calls Mr. Whiteley, and he tells him that he needs his services right then and there, right as Mr. Whiteley is cutting up the two men that he took from the elevator. Now, Henry makes a mistake at this point when he asks for Mr. Whiteley's address. Whiteley knows there's something up and tells Henry to meet him at a bar so that they can have a drink and then go get the job done. Guys. When Henry arrives, Whiteley tries to give him a Mai Tai. This guy literally has some balls on him. Now, if you have balls as big as Mr. Whiteley, then click that like button and subscribe button. You may even want to consider becoming a patron so I won't live in fear. YouTube will terminate my channel. Become part of the 15K subscribe club today. Now, before Henry went to the bar, he told Gino to hide in the back of the car with the gun. So that way, if Mr. Whiteley is the killer, they'll just drive down to the docks and Henry will go on ahead and just, kill him and take care of him right then and there. I mean, it's his job. So at first, Gino was like, hell to the no. But Henry reminds him that, look, the police aren't going to give them justice. It's not like they can just drive Mr. Whiteley over to the police station and he'll turn himself in. So they have to take justice into their own hands. So Gino waits in the back of the car for the two to come out of the bar. Now, inside the bar, Whiteley asks for permission to go to the bathroom like we're in The Godfather. And Henry follows him to the bathroom a moment later with his gun drawn. But Whiteley has the jump on him and injects him with a sleeping agent. Now, Whiteley escorts Henry out of the bar and into his car while Henry's all out of it and in this drug phase. Gino sees all of this and wisely follows them in Henry's car. Now, when he actually sees Whiteley basically like dragging Henry into the apartment complex that he stopped at, he does the right thing and calls Patrick as the episode ends. Guys, really quickly, I can't believe Mr. Whiteley cut up a body wearing his regular clothes. He didn't bring anything to change into? Nor is he wearing an apron? What the hell? How did he expect to get home without being seen? All that blood would have been easy to spot. Think, Whiteley, think. And I loved how Henry was tickled. He was literally so tickled with Gino's conflict over helping Patrick, move the body or turning him into the police. And seriously, guys, really, color me fucking surprised when Sam cared over Billy's family's closure. Sam really surprised me in this episode. He actually showed humanity for the first time this season. It would be like discovering that Ted Bundy regrets his crimes. It's just unbelievable. Sam's tiny turns were really huge in my eyes, and it literally came out of nowhere. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe I was wrong about Sam. Mind you, like a tiny microscopic inch wrong. But I absolutely enjoyed the fact that Sam really seemed to care about the fact that they had accidentally killed an innocent young boy, They had to bury him and then pull him back up. And then they thought Sam was talking about maybe then they can identify him, give him to his family, and his family can get closure. I never expected to hear anything like that come out of Sam. So that was shocking. AHS is back, baby. And this is the kind of sick shit we didn't know that we loved about the show. Mind you, I don't like what happened to Billy or that storyline. Not at all. However, it thrusted Sam into the spotlight to show us he isn't as dark as we once thought, and that Patrick isn't an innocent police officer as we once thought. I give this episode 10 Big Daddies. That's right, I rarely give the coveted rating of a perfect 10. This episode wasn't my favorite, however, it was shocking, hard to watch, and revealed an incredible amount of information for a girl to theorize. I love to theorize, guys. I wake up every day and I choose theories. Wait, speaking of theories, check out my newest theory video, Who is Big Daddy? That is coming to my channel probably next week, definitely before the episode airs. Guys, remember how in the last review I said I wanted to know what kind of more about Mr. Whiteley's backstory and what kind of drove him to do what he did? I didn't expect this episode. I did not expect that he would be part of Sam, Patrick, and all of that stuff. I did not expect that Mr. Whiteley would be a dismember person for the mob, you know, and for Henry, which also kind of makes me wonder too. I mean, he knows that Henry works for the mob, so he still took him. I mean, that is so stupid. Why would you take somebody from the mob? I mean, they're going to find you one way or another. The mob is persistent like that. So in my opinion, that seemed very bold for Mr. Whiteley to do, and it seemed unreasonable. However, I guess I can understand due to the fact that all of a sudden, this guy that he's known for a long time is asking for his address. Huge red flag for Mr. Whiteley, as I'm sure he's never given his address before or never had Henry come meet him at his home before. However, Henry does make mention that if Mr. Whiteley doesn't do whatever Henry says, that he'll call his mother and tell him all about his lifestyle. So I guess he does know some things about him, but I don't know. It was a little confusing. Henry said he didn't know anything about him, but then all of a sudden he's like, well, you know, in this backflash, she's telling Mr. Whiteley, well, I'll tell your mother if you know who you are, what kind of person you are, and what you do if you don't do what I say. So I mean, I'm really excited to see more of this play out, and I hope that Henry makes it. More importantly, Gino, Hannah, Adam, Theo, and that sweet baby better make it too. The rest of them, it's okay. It's okay, you know. But guys, what did you think of episode 6 of AHS NYC? Let me know your rating and opinion in the comments. Beyond the Horror is my AHS live after show where I discuss the episode with my viewers and sometimes a guest. So come join me for the show. Links and times are in the description. Well, at least the links are. Now, I took the time and researched the blackout of NYC 1977 so you don't have to, and placed all the information in a handy little video. So catch up with the history of NYC with me while the show airs. AHS Weekly Wednesday live streams are every Wednesday when I can do them at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you all for your love and patience when it comes to that. And of course, guys, if you ever need to binge on AHS videos, check out my theory videos and parodies. The playlist will be at the end of this video. For now, don't misbehave. Thank you all so much for watching, and beware of our queen, Sexy Scathach.
Beware of Sexy Scathach.